trying to test him too much. I'm just saying, you're the Philadelphia Eagles. You've got Devontae. You've got A.J. Brown. You've got Saquon Barkley. Press, press, press. Put the pedal to the metal. Put Dallas on his heels. Force Dak Prescott to try and beat you, because I think that's how the mistakes are going to happen. I think that's what the Eagles are going to do.
I'm going to be honest, man. It is like a very trendy thing to do, to doubt Dak Prescott. This ain't the year. I truly believe Dak Prescott is going to have one of those years where his name starts to be talked about in the top 5, the top 10 again. The last time Dak Prescott was healthy for an entire season, he was second in MVP voting.
You're right.
They're going to be a problem tonight. I love the fact that Dan pointed out we haven't seen what a Brian Schottenheimer game plan looks like executed from the mind of Schotty. We also haven't seen what do you do when you double CeeDee Lamb and now George Pickens is one-on-one on the outside. And I don't care what anybody in the world thinks. When we're talking one-on-one matchups, 50-50 footballs, there's no one better in the world than George Pickens. Now, there's some who are the same, right? You're going to say people like Jamar Chase, you're going to say people like Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf are the same, but they ain't nobody in the world that's better. Problem is, he's never had a quarterback as good as Dak Prescott.
Good point.
He's never played in a room with someone like CeeDee Lamb who can attract some attention. So it's really going to be on the law firm of Sanders, Williams, and Blue. Can we get a run game? Because if they could get a run game and get into play action pass, it's going to be trouble. We also have to remember Jahad Campbell is going to make his first start, who I think is going to be an absolute terror at the linebacker position. But it's going to be big for him tonight. Then you got to think about the outside, Adoree Jackson. So where does Quinyon Mitchell go?
Yeah.
And then off of that, Jake Ferguson is a dude.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an adjustment for Vic Fangio in this defense of the Eagles very early against Dak Prescott.
Okay, but let me ask a question, because, like I said, I defer to y'all. I get it. But let me ask y'all a question, both of you two here.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you make anything out of the fact that you just both said that Brian Schottenheimer is going to be calling plays, obviously, for the first time in 5 years? Why the hell he ain't calling in the last 5 years?
Because you've been with Mike McCarthy.
Is that the only reason? Is that the only reason? Or is it because it didn't enamor anybody? See, we got to ask these kind of questions now. See, and I don't like y'all look at me like that, but I get it from y'all. Because you see, this is the kind of question that Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky would bring up. Why you ain't called plays for the last 5 years?
Well,
Maybe you wasn't that dude.
Actually, we wouldn't bring up the question because we're here.
No.
You can't speak for us like we're not sitting here.
I'm just saying. The point is, I know y'all the way that I know y'all. If somebody went 5 years without calling plays, y'all would pick up on that.
But
y'all would go like this. Maybe he ain't that dude. Maybe he ain't the dude to be calling those plays. That's number one. Okay? That's number one. Let's go out the way. Number two, with the running game, Javonte Williams. He comes over from Denver. I know the brother could play. I ain't hating on him.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to play Rico Dowdle $6 million. He had to go to Carolina and get one.
I swear, you make comments just to say certain names.
No, just said names.
He doesn't like Rico Dowdle.
It's going to be 2032. It could be Rico Dowdle.
It's true. Rico Dowdle. You understand?
Rico's a great name.
Here's my point. Yeah, he mad at Rico Suave.
It definitely sounds like something you charge somebody with.
How about that? Damn right. So here's my point to y'all. You got a cat that you got for 1 year, $3 million. How good is he? What's the possibility of the Dallas having that running game so Dak can get in the play action? See, this is what I'm thinking about. And I'm thinking about, you ain't going to be able to do that. And if you ain't going to be able to do that, he going to have to pass. And if he going to have to pass, he going to get his numbers because he'll pick you apart for the most part until that moment arrives.
Jimmy's Christmas.
Until that moment arrives.
But
and then after that moment arrives, bow, they come crashing down. That's what I
has Dak Prescott progressed past that, right? Because if you remember 2 years ago, when he was second in MVP voting, it was the atrocious outing against the 49ers.
In the
right,
playoffs.
in the regular season. I'm saying in the regular season.
Right, in San Francisco.
It was in San Francisco. Then the next week, I believe they were at the Chargers.
Okay.
Right, and they end up winning late.
Yep.
Dak throws a good ball for a touchdown, and now he goes on this run until you get to the playoffs against Green Bay, and then we all know it fell apart. Has Dak Prescott progressed past that as far as it pertains to the regular season, I think is what's important.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people care about what Dak Prescott does in a positive way during the regular season. I think it's fair to say when Dak's healthy and he starts, this team scores 28 a game and they win 11 or 12 games.
Yeah.
Very, good to very good quarterback. it's the playoff shortcomings that are the conversation of Dak Prescott. I've often said for a couple of years, RC, like he's played himself into that group. It's not in the Lamar group and it's not into the Josh group when it comes to that stuff.
No
like
question.
it's that same world.
Yeah.
But Dak is there. Listen, I agree. I think this offense is going to be a really good offense. I really do. I think the backs are fine because this offensive line has got 3 first-round picks in it. So like
They're better blocked.
Yeah, a lot of backs should have success. To answer your shoddy question, I think part of it is because he was in Dallas with Mike McCarthy, who calls his own plays, and I believe before Dallas he was in Jacksonville with Doug Peterson, who calls his own plays. So I think Brian Schottenheimer is more than capable of being a good offensive play caller.
Yeah, and also it's also the difficulty though of thinking about a guy like Mike McCarthy who was out of football.
Right.
Right. Then he comes back and he calls plays. Or you could think of someone like Matt LaFleur, who was actually the offensive coordinator in Los Angeles, but he doesn't call plays until he's with the Tennessee Titans, and then he's working with Aaron Rodgers running his stuff. And then we watch him last year, and there's a creative explosion because of what he could do because of the freedom. And so it's not necessarily for me, Stephen A., that Brian Schottenheimer has to be this great play caller. It's that they're not going to know what sort of play caller he is with the Dallas Cowboys roster.
And the other thing I'll hit you with is this. George Pickens is playing for money.
There's no question.
People act right for money now.
That's right.
George Pickens is playing under contract.
I'm glad you brought up money, because us at First Take, we want to get people paid, right, with ESPN Bet, and that's what we should do right now.
Segue.
We've got a cover 3 parlay with picks all from tonight's game. Stephen A. Smith, you're taking Jalen Hurts plus 225 passing yards. Can you tell me why?
Because I think he's going to want to show out tonight, and I think that the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to load the block. They're going to key on Saquon Barkley, thinking that if they neutralize him, you know what, forcing Jalen Hurts to throw the football is the best route to success. They're going to find out that is a mistake. He is going to pass for over 225 yards, and they will win this game.
Dan, you've got CeeDee Lamb plus 7 receptions. What made you go with that?
I think the Cowboys have to score. I don't think their defense is going to hinder and slow down Philadelphia's offense, and so I think Dak is going to have to throw the football 40-plus times tonight for them to win. I think that's what they should do. I don't think you want to try to run the football against the front 7 of Philadelphia. And so I think CeeDee Lamb goes over 7 catches, and how they move him around and get him early touches, easy touches, will be a big part, but I think he gets over 7.
RC, Saquon Barkley for over 100 rushing yards. Tell me more.
Yeah, clearly this game's going to be 74-88 because everybody is going to get their numbers. But when I think about Saquon Barkley, the reason I go 100-plus is because it takes like 2 plays. Right, Saquon Barkley puts you in that Barry Sanders mindset or frame of mind where it could be a loss, it could be a 3-yard game, and then boom, it's 60. They're going to find a way to run this football, impose their physicality. I talked to Lane Johnson in training camp. He said there's nothing better than people knowing you're going to run the football and not be able to stop it. Saquon Barkley gets 100-plus.
So to recap, we are going with Jalen Hurts to throw for 225 or more yards, Saquon to rush for 100 yards, CeeDee Lamb to catch at least 7 passes. If you like these picks, we put them into a parlay for you on ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Just open the app, look for the First Take Cover 3 parlay on the homepage and in the parlay lounge. Coming up on First Take, elite quarterback status is only reserved for the best of the best. Which up-and-coming quarterback is approaching this milestone? Dan O has an A-list that the guys are going to want to pick apart. Better trust that. Arch Manning left a lot to be desired in his opener versus Ohio State. Are the days of him being called a generational quarterback? RC, I guess you're going
But who
first.
does he think he is? Like, why does Stephen A. Smith, why does he think he go to the game and he one of the players?
Yeah.
Do you need to see the fit again?
Bucket hat
And a sweater around his waist.
What is he doing?
in Miami.
In Miami.
Can we put it up here?
Yeah, he looks terrible. And look at your dad. Are you proud of this? Did you design this?
White isn't his color. I think him covering up his face is good. I don't think people really need to see it.
Whoa.
The bucket hat, though, in his closet a few weeks ago, I was going through and stealing some of his clothes, and I found these super sparkly. It was like these red, orange, and yellow sneakers, and I just really realized that he just likes to just throw. I don't know why he shops like that. I mean, I'm not want to talk right now, but I promise once I clean up, I clean up. I promise I do. How do you feel about this outfit? Oh, do you guys remember when you were on that boat a few years ago and he looked like really bad and he had on orange or something?
We remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're well aware. Stephen A., how do you feel about the fit? Samantha asked you a question.
You don't like it anymore?
You paint them jeans on?
What?
That's them skinnies.
That's me,
He got
Michael
them
Irvin,
skinnies
and
on.
Ray Lewis. And that was Ray Lewis's hat. And I asked him, could I put it on for the picture?
You asked a man, can I steal your hat and wear it?
I didn't steal it. If I asked it, he gave it to me.
That's weird. That's so weird. Now, diseases get spread, people. Keep your hats to yourself.
All right. Moving on.
Oh
time
my
for you to go.
God.
Bye.
It's not.
Samantha, you're hilarious. Okay, Texas quarterback Arch Manning failed to live up to expectations in his starting debut Saturday. In the 14-7 loss to Ohio State, Arch Manning completed 17 to 30 passes for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. RC had a lot to say after Arch's debut.
Arch Manning, period, point blank, is neither a generational nor transcendent talent. Arch Manning can't run like Lenora Sellers. He can't throw like Garrett Nussmeier or Bryce Underwood. He's not Trevor Lawrence. He's not Caleb Williams. Those guys were what people felt like were generational, can't miss college quarterbacks.
Hey, Dan, are you done taking notes?
He's been
ready.
texting about this like all
ready.
weekend.
Okay, so
ready.
after his debut
Yeah.
and what we saw, do you consider Arch Manning a generational quarterback talent?
100%.
Can you define to me what that means?
Well, generational talent would be that you have physical attributes that are rare and unique. And Arch Manning 1,000% has that. And it's not a conversation. One, when did 6'4", 225 pounds, 4'5", 4'6" in the 40.
None of those things.
100%. He's 100% 6'4", 220 plus pounds, and is like 4'5", 4'6", and 40. Got clocked at 21 miles an hour on GPS. When did that not become at the quarterback spot generational physical ability, let alone elite, rare bloodlines when it comes to the quarterback position? That's generational. That doesn't mean that he's going to become a Hall of Famer, but that's generational talent. When we're talking about 21 miles per hour on GPS, that's what, and this is said with all due respect and admiration, that's Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson type GPS numbers, 21 miles an hour. So that's what he's a generational talent. And I know everyone got caught up in the week 1 performance and all that. I could go through a list of a lot of cats in their first college starts against real opponents, not against less opponents, real opponents, having much less numbers statistically than Arch Manning.
It's not about, but that's the thing though, Dan. Like you're trying to play this numbers game.
No.
We don't have to play a numbers game.
But that's where we got caught up in.
But the thing is this though, we don't have to play a miles per hour game to know that Arch Manning running the football ain't like Lenora Sellers running the football at South Carolina.
Sure.
Right? We don't have to play a numbers game to know that Arch Manning running the football wasn't like Jaden Daniels running the football versus Florida when he went for 250.
Yeah.
Those things are not the same. I don't care what this little vest you wear on top of your nipples say. And what I hate about it is I think Arch Manning is going to be a really good quarterback.
Right.
I think Arch Manning is talented. I love that he got dog in him. But generational talent is different. Who are generationally talented quarterbacks to you?
I mean, present day or college kids?
If you go present
Like in
day,
the NFL?
In the NFL, who's a
Lamar.
He ain't Lamar.
I'm not saying he's Lamar,
But it's the other thing, though. The people you're comparing him to, right? Like, let's just talk about the people you're comparing him to. You know what Lamar Jackson had by this point in college? A Heisman.
But Lamar played a lot more. He had stopped.
Because he was that good.
RC, Lamar's first start, he went 9 of 20 with a pick.
This is third start. Stop saying it's
Against
his
a
first.
real opponent.
It's his third.
Against a real opponent.
And also, too.
Okay,
it's
so
his
we can go
third year in college.
But he hasn't played bowling.
Because you know why? Because if you're Trevor Lawrence and you're a transcendent generational quarterback talent, Kelly Bryant can be the incumbent starter, take you to the college football playoff. You can only have played okay. And Dabo Swinney could go, you are so damn talented, Kelly Bryant got to sit on the bench. You can have Spencer Rattler, who was the Heisman frontrunner going into the season, who was a projected first-round pick. And you could have Caleb Williams, and it could be mid-season, and you say, no, he's too good. I can't keep him on the bench. Quinn Ewers,
Okay.
a 7th-round pick,
Kept him on the bench.
kept him on the bench for 2 years.
But you and I both know we're in a very different era when it comes to that with NIL. Quinn Ewers was making a lot of NIL money.
Not more than him.
Not last year, yes, he was.
Not more than him.
Yeah, last year, yes, he was. NIL matters. So, like, that point of play behind or whatnot, that does matter. If he's not a generational talent, then who is? And how are we measuring it? Because we can't sit there and go, because the way the first start on the road